line. What's your question?
Thank you, Senator Johnson, for allowing this question. In the campaign that Trump had to become president, he spoke with, I believe it was an ABC or one of the major networks reporter. And he was speaking about those people who came to America legally and have waited for years and years and years. I have a friend who has waited for 10 years. It's coming up this August. There are people that he knows have waited 22 years. They're here legally. They're here productively. They are here as model citizens. The person I know is a model citizen. We would love to have him as an American citizen because of how he acts and his love for America. And it's becoming a farce to them when nobody is doing anything about this. So I want to know what you are doing to encourage President Trump to hold true to his statements and I believe a promise that he made that these people would be given relief.
So first of all, Ron, again, appreciate your question here. In the first Trump administration, I was working with Mike Lee, Jared Kushner, and the administration on fixing our legal immigration system. Jared had a pretty good concept. President Trump actually unveiled in the Rose Garden. Took up part of my suggestion of taking 100 visas down to 6, awarding them on a metric basis. President Trump wanted to take care of the DACA kids in that. That's what he wanted to do. Unfortunately, he didn't win re-election, and even more unfortunately, President Biden did, and he threw open the borders and overwhelmed the immigration system. That damage is profound. But under Trump, because he pretty well secured the border by about April, May of 2020, took that first step. You have to have a secure border before you can have a functioning legal immigration system. So Trump had pretty well accomplished that. Unfortunately, during the Democrat presidential primaries, they all promised free health care and end deportations. And so even tail end of the Trump administration, illegal immigration started ticking up in anticipation of a Biden victory. And then you saw the explosion, millions. Nobody knows the true count, but probably north of 10 million people in this country. It's just overwhelmed the system. So we got to get that back under control. We certainly need to do the deportation of the criminals, the violent gang members, members of transnational criminal organizations, the human sex and drug traffickers. We've got a big mess to clean up. And that mess is going to take some time before we can turn our attention. But I'm totally on board with you. I've said this publicly. I think the majority of people that got welcomed in by the Biden administration came here for the same reason our ancestors did. They understood that America is a great country, that we are a land of opportunity that they didn't have elsewhere, and they came here to work, and they're working hard, okay? I don't want to see those people deported. But in the rounding up of other criminals, ICE can't necessarily overlook those people in this country illegally as well. So you'll get some people swept up in that. So again, it's a messy process, but it's messy because of the massive mess that Biden and Democrats in Congress created by opening up our borders. So got to fix that one first. But I know President Trump's heart is in taking care of the DACA kids, and you can see what he did in terms of talking about the challenges farmers and other manufacturers and have in terms of getting workers as well. And in terms of what I've done, I sent him a pretty good article on this, saying that in Wisconsin we've got a big problem in not having enough workers. So I'll continue to press them and speak publicly in terms of what we need to do. But it starts with the recognition of the problem and who caused it, and that was Biden and the Democrats. But Ronald, thanks for staying on the line. Appreciate the question. Next we'll go to Catherine in Marathon. Catherine, thanks for staying on. And again, remind people, if you want to ask a question, press *3 at any time to connect with one of my staff. But Catherine,